Thank you so much for joining us here today. It is so nice to come together to celebrate his successes, isn't it? 200 units in 45 days. What a brilliant act by all of you. And I'd like to invite the embassy team here to do a standing ovation for each one of you. Please come. Guys, let's give them a big round of applause. Stupendous effort, great work by the team, and we're extremely grateful from all of us at Embassy, especially from Mr. Jeetu Irvani, who could not be here today. He's unfortunately traveling, otherwise he would have definitely made it for this event. For the older faces, the newer faces, whoever you may be, you've come and contributed, you've believed in the brand, you've been committed to the brand and believed in brand Embassy, and that's what it's all been about. So thank you for that, guys. Thank you. The Partnership in Excellence, the Partner in Excellence program was something that we began a few years ago to actually reward mutually beneficial relationships. Today, that platform consists of over 9,000 partners across international and domestic markets, and today contributes almost 65% of Embassy's residential business. And that's great work, and that's a great collaboration that we have seen with our channel partners. An entire year has gone by where we have not released a single ad, for instance. We have not released a single ad, and how we have been driving our business is through referrals from each one of you. And that goes to show how powered we are and how successful we have been with your entire collaboration with us. So thank you for that again, right? In 2018, I think it was in March 2018, I was invited by NAR to conduct a conference where I spoke about whether real estate channel partners will become obsolete over time with the advent of technology. That was a subject that I had to speak about. And I emphasized on the fact that while chatbots, artificial intelligence, and computer-human interaction will only increase with time, and that will add value on the aspect of lead generation, human interaction is not going away anywhere. And that is absolutely critical for real estate sales to conclude. And the role of the channel partner is becoming even more relevant with time. Pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, whatever it may be. Like I said, our entire business is being driven by channel partner relationships today. That being said, the personalized rapport that you bring to the table, the ability to conclude the deals, the collaborative relationships that you build with your developers, and the excessive information that the customer is being fed with today, and the ability to break the clutter is because of the advice and information that you provide to the channel, to the customers today. And that's what makes the difference. So I do not think that any given point in time that the role of the channel partner will become obsolete. It's even going to become even more relevant, because the role of the channel partner is evolving from a pure transaction base to becoming more advisory. This is something that I tell my team constantly, that we can no longer advise customers beyond a point. We have to become their friends. We have to become, accomplices. We are in such a way that we build a collaborative relationship with our customers even, and our partners, to ensure that we get the success that we need. This pandemic has brought together humanity at a very different level. But it is also, like Amanda mentioned, and as what Arman mentioned, this has been one where we realize the value of owning a home. Making memories together with our families, it's about physical security, it's about emotional security. And that's the reason why residential real estate will continue to remain relevant for years to come. And at Embassy, we've been absolutely optimistic about the resurrection of the residential real estate. Over the last 5-6 years, we've seen very turbulent times as an industry as a whole. And I believe that extraordinary crises will be followed by extraordinary opportunities. And why do I say that? The real estate market is expected to touch almost $1 trillion by the year 2030. The nation employs 49 million people in the real estate business. That's almost 12% of India's working population. It's the largest employment generator for the country. It has a multiplier effect on almost 250 allied industries. So that's the impact that we're talking about from an industry perspective. So as long as the fundamentals, the business macros are in place, and with the right kind of support and the stimulus packages from the government, we are looking at a very different growth trajectory for the residential real estate business. And we are seeing that support coming through, right? We are seeing that stimulus packages being introduced into the government. There is this whole whirlwind of financial and marketplace dynamics, which is ensuring that consumer behavior is evolving every day. And there are three things that we keep track of at Embassy. One is the fact that there is a shifting family structure which is happening. The Indian joint family is getting broken up into nuclear households. And why is that relevant for us, right? Why is that relevant? Because we are saying that 74% is the proportion of nuclear households by the year 2025. That's projected to double. When you're talking of nuclear households will almost contribute, they provide almost 20 to 30%. They spend additionally over joint families. That's also because nuclear households, breakdown of families means into different individual households means there could be a potential that they will end up buying a home. So the more breakup of families into different, into separate units means that the rise of housing will continue to increase. There is also the aspect of continued urbanization. We saw during the pandemic that there was a reverse migration which happened to tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 cities from tier 1, but the city centers will never lose their relevance. About 10 million people continue to migrate to cities every year, and will have 40% of India's population will be living in urban areas by the year 2040. By the year 2040, 75% of India's GDP will be coming from these urban centers. So urbanization remains very strong. Apart from that, we're also talking about rising affluence. India's income pyramid is actually turning itself into a diamond, where the 40% of the consumption of India is being held by the elite and the affluent. And that's a very small proportion, but that's a very knowledgeable customer base, and which is why we as the team or you as channel partners have to be extremely educated to be able to communicate with them, because they are talking a very different scheme and dynamics. So the evolution of real estate as a preferred investment class continues to change over a period of time. Like I said, provides physical and emotional security, but we are seeing that real estate remains the most preferred investment class. In a report which was released by the RBI on the housing pricing index, which was done over a 10-year time frame across 10 major cities, even though, mind you, real estate has been having the worst of it for the last 6 years, but has been contributing 11.6% return if you invest in real estate, versus equity, which is about 10%, and gold, which is at about 8.8%. So even though residential real estate has been down in the dumps for the last 6 years, we are seeing that the equity and the return that you're getting on residential real estate continues to be strong. There are some specific trends which you've seen. I'm sure all of us have learned over this pandemic about how things are, how do we shape ourselves into becoming a force to reckon with. And some of the learnings that we have seen is that adapting to technology has been key through all of this, right? We've had to upgrade our skills. Overnight, we had to take our entire sales transactions online. Like we said, human interaction is important. Q1 was a washout because we could not engage with the customers. But having said that, their entire transaction, being able to move it online, being able to engage with customers who are extremely well informed today. They're discerning customers. They've done their research when they come to you. So adapting to technology has been key. The affordability index is on an all-time high because the interest rate is at its lowest today. So the affordability index has moved by about 15 to 30%. So someone who's actually looking to buy a 2 BHK apartment can potentially look at a 2.5 BHK today because his ability to buy has increased. We're also saying that there is increased demand for self-sustained integrated townships like the one we are seeing here at Embassy Springs. because customers do not want to leave the confines of their home or their city, because they want services which are non-disrupted, and where we can provide aspects of live, work and play is where self-sustained integrated townships like Embassy Spring continues to remain relevant. The other aspect of low supply in today's market, there's hardly any developers today who are actually launching new inventory, and that's because they're also focusing on what they have and how can they liquidate that, right? So the impact of that is going to be felt on the price side at one point, because we're saying that the supply, the demand and the supply will therefore meet, and the fact that the available supply will become even more expensive. Customers today are looking for bigger and much larger homes than what they were looking for earlier. They're looking for more upgraded homes. They want aspects like, where can I allow my children to study? Where can I work? Can I have a gym facility inside my house where I can use? So we've seen that impact come through not only on the premium side, we are seeing requests like that coming through on a luxury side. So managed residences is another aspect which we're seeing, because we manage our homes for our customers. It's not just purely about maintaining the gardens and maintaining the water bodies. We actually maintain the inside of a home when it comes to our luxury properties. So that aspect is something else that we're seeing, which is very strong. We're also seeing a demand for plotted and low-rise developments. Customers are saying that land is never a depreciating asset, so can I invest in a plot of land, right? So these are the kind of things that we're seeing. Customers are also preferring credible developers. They want risk-free assets, which is why ready-to-move-in inventory is extremely strong requirement today. They want projects which do not have any execution problems, and can I come there and buy immediately? So consolidation will be the way to go. There won't be many developers who will survive this. Half of the developers have already been wiped out pre-pandemic due to the introduction of RERA, GST and all of that, and post-pandemic we're going to see that number coming down further. Customers want to invest with developers who have strong cash flows, who have strong execution capabilities. There's been a great flight to quality, so who's the developer who can provide me good quality at a good location? The proposed merger of Embassy with Indiabulls will give Embassy a development platform of almost 81 million square feet, will make us one of the largest players in the real estate space in the next 7 to 8 months. So that's what we have to look out for. The recovery post this is going to be bucketed into 3. We are saying that there's going to be the readiness phase, which we saw, where we had to reimagine how things will be done. We went into a resilience phase, and now I'm confident that we're moving on to a phase of renaissance where the economy is bound to boom. It cannot stay low beyond a point, and residential real estate and housing will be the way to go. So to conclude, I would say that our success has always been about partnerships. From the very beginning has been about partnerships with people like you. And what has been our game plan? To provide a fantastic customer experience, to be the best employer, and to continue to be the most trusted and respected for brand in real estate. And finally, and the most important, to create wealth and deliver returns for valued partners like you. To quote Henry Ford, I would say that coming together is just the beginning. Staying together is progress, but working together is success. So I would happily say that I'm so happy to be here again, and thank you for collaborating with Embassy, for believing in the brand Embassy, and for scripting what has been a tremendous success. But let's not stop here. Let's keep going forward tomorrow and in the future. Cheers.